If not, then we will be this will be recorded. It'll be put on the website in that little space right here that says this spot saved for instructional video unless I unintentionally delete it. But I'm kind of backing myself up here. I'm recording it using my screencasting software, and we're doing this Hangout on air. So hopefully, if I break one, the other will back me up. I'm fighting off a cold right now, and I think it's starting to win. So if my voice starts to go Peter Brady on us, then is Peter Brady even a thing anymore? The Brady Bunch? No. I'm, I'm very old. I'm sorry. There was an episode of the Brady Bunch where Peter Brady, who was the middle boy, his voice was cracking, and they had this big concert they had to sing at. So his voice was cracking, and it was a whole thing. Anyhow, okay, so we're in Taskstream, and I've got I've already heard from a couple people behind me that they do not have the MA Digital Teaching and Learning. Is that common across the board for everybody?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have anything there?
I have my TPA and like the other stuff that we did, but not for the masters.
Okay, so
You have a code. Well, when you punch under single subject, you can go down to
okay, well then this is going to be for you guys an opportunity to watch and get a flavor for it, and it will be recorded so that you'll have it. And I will make sure, I'll send an email out right after class tonight to make sure that each of you have your direct response folio for your masters. Okay? Because if it's not there, then you won't be able to follow me into the unknown here. I'll just have to go by myself, and you guys can watch.
there are some other EDU classes.
Okay. So if I when I click into the master's program, actually I should probably, oh yes I am, okay good. In here as an author, and have all of you actually used this tool already for, okay good. So it's not foreign to you.
That's changed tremendously.
Okay, it may have. So the two areas that we are concerned about in EDUC 512 are on the sidebar here, the EDUC 512 signature assignment and the EDUC 512 dispositions assessment. And let me grab my little circle here. Okay, and so I'll jump into the signature assignment frame really quickly because this is the easy part. I'm going to go ahead and click on a signature assignment. The signature assignment for EDC 512 is your web quest that you're currently working on. Okay, and it'll say that right here. If you click the arrow under evaluation method, it gives you a rubric. Okay, this isn't necessarily the rubric that you need to use in designing your web quest. It's basically covered through the parameters of the assignment that I gave you. But if you want to see what the program views as the rubric for this web quest, it's buried in here, and the standards that it covers are ISTE standards. So you can access that in Taskstream. All right, let me see why I can't get to that down there. Okay, good. So
Turn it in there.
you are. You're going to turn it in here, but basically all you're going to turn in is a link. Is a link to your Weebly site where your web quest is. So when you go to actually upload your signature assignment, you're not going to be putting an attachment or uploading a video or anything like that. You're just going to be clicking this links button here, and you're going to name the link just whatever your web quest is. In my case, the web quest that I kind of mocked up for you guys to look at this week is a Hamlet social network web quest. So you're going to name it what it is, and then you're just going to pop in the the URL or the address to your site. If I can remember what mine is, doesn't really matter. .weebly.com. And then for your description, it says optional, but put in a brief description of what you've created. Okay, it doesn't have to go super in depth, but just kind of a thumbnail sketch of what you created. You don't need to attach the standards because they're embedded in that rubric. And once you have everything together, you're going to click on Add Link. And so now you'll see that, like, I've got this currently attached link here. Any little description will be underneath, and you can always press Preview to go to the site. But this, and so once that's done, I'll click Save and Return. All right, and it's anytime you upload something, it's going to remind you to submit if you want to. Okay, if you're not ready to submit, then you're not ready to submit. But once you've loaded in that link, okay, it'll live right here under EDUC 512 signature assignment. Okay, so that'll be, before we're finished next week, you're going to want to make sure that that's in there. Okay, the next area that we have to worry about in Taskstream is the dispositions assessment. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And when you come in here, you're going to see unit candidate dispositions rubric here, and there's a form that basically a form that you're going to have to fill out. I've already opened it, so mine says you have already started completing the form. View and edit your responses. When you go into it the first time, you're going to see something that says something like complete form because you haven't opened it yet. Okay, either one of those links will take you to it, the one here or complete form up here in this box. Okay, once you're into the dispositions assessment, there are some things that they definitely need you to have, and things that you don't necessarily need to have. I don't know why they have this as optional, but they definitely want your name, and they definitely want your APU ID number. Your evaluator name, your evaluator is me, so you can put my name in there. As far as assessor is concerned, this is something that they made a very strict point of laying out there. The assessor is self. This is a self-assessment. So it's not your instructor, it's not a mentor, it's you. Okay, they actually said the Taskstream administrator at APU actually said she was actually going to put in student in parentheses, but she hasn't got to it yet apparently. But yeah, it's a self-assessment, so you are self-assessing. Okay, your course number, EDUC 512. And then you're just going to have a series of I don't know, I can't really call them questions. They're more like prompts. The first one says, ethical educators who are able to understand and articulate the integration of a Christian worldview in their professional communities of practice display, and then, we've got these personal integrity, collaborative, cooperative, sensitivity to cultural, personal, and professional maturity, and you are going to give it anywhere from a 1 to a 4. Okay, 1 being not displayed, 4 being always displayed, and 3 and 2 somewhere in the middle. So you're going to basically pop in 1 to 4s in each of those areas, and then you're going to comment regarding your strengths and areas, your strengths and areas for improvement in that area. Okay, and then moving to the next one. Responsive educators who practice reflective critical thinking in their engagements display what? From 1 to 4, and then your strengths and areas of improvement. And then informed and collaborative scholarly educators who are dedicated to professional growth display this. And once you're finished, okay, you can click Save and Return. If you're not finished, you can always click, like I won't type anything in and I'll click Save and Return. It'll again remind me to submit work, but it won't let me submit it, even if I clicked on that, because it's not possible to submit it because you've not filled out one or more required responses on the form. Okay, so if you're not finished yet, you can't submit it. But if you did kind of finish everything and you are worried that, and you submit it accidentally, like you wanted to go back and change something, you can always just let me know, and I can release it back to you. You can create those changes and then resubmit it. Okay, so the most important thing about that, the dispositions, is that you know that you're self-assessing. Okay, because that all gets kind of categorized into one funnel, and if you do something else, it'll go down another funnel, and we all know where those funnels lead, right? They can never find that stuff, especially in Taskstream, which at times can be a challenge. Any questions about Taskstream and how we're using it? These are the only two things we're using it for. So it should be.
So
Go ahead.
when the master's form pops, it'll just pop up. We won't have to do anything once you email, since we don't have access to the masters yet.
I will find out specifically. It may be one or the other. Either it'll just pop up there, because that's what it did for me, because I didn't have it either yesterday. So it just popped up there, or you'll be getting some sort of a message either from me or from the Taskstream admin at APU as to what, if there's a code you need to punch in or whatever. Because I don't know if you're all in the same master's program. You might, yeah, okay. So, but that'll come. It'll either come one way or the other.
Okay.
And it should be ASAP. They work pretty quickly, so I would look for either an email or go into Taskstream and actually see that it's in there tomorrow.
You're gonna email them and let me
Huh?
know. You're gonna email them and let me know.
Yes, I will. Okay, any other questions?
So both of those are by Tuesday?
I would say the dispositions one, I think I have it in there by Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can have it done by the end of the weekend, you know, that
It looks like
it doesn't look like it's that much, but if you can have it in by the end of the weekend, just so that I can look through them and make sure that everything is what it needs to be,
okay.
because I really don't want to stretch a whole lot beyond next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I know you don't either. I mainly don't want to stretch it for you. I mean, I'll still be around, so
So
it doesn't
ideally we'll be able to get in there tomorrow.
ideally, yeah. Yeah, they like I said, they're pretty responsive. Okay, and so on my page there's a link to Taskstream. It's taskstream.com.